Alayna.
Alayna.
No, I'm kidding.
Hey guys.
This is my channel. Hi guys, it's me, Chasey Poo, and today I am joined by ALAYNA FENDER.
We clearly have been friends for years.
For years, we just did a video about bisexuality and bisexual men and like queer. Queer. Wow.
Yeah, you're part of the problem.
And how stigma. And how stigma is bisexual.
How the stigma, I think, is actually worse for bisexual men than for bisexual women.
Yeah. So today we're going to kind of continue that conversation a little bit and talk about like kind of the differences between bi and queer and pan and kind of like why people identify as because we can talk for other people apparently.
Yeah, we know. We speak for the whole community.
Yeah, for all of the communities.
All
of them.
Community.
So we're just gonna talk shit right now. Basically, is what we're gonna do.
That's fair.
Yeah, don't demonetize this video. YouTube, I love you.
YouTube, please.
We're begging you.
Was there an ad before this video? You watching? Let us know in the comments down below.
Right. Okay, so you are a.
Your nose thing's crooked.
My nose thing's always crooked. They know.
Can I fix it? May
touch
I touch your nose?
You may touch me. You had your hand around me before.
I know.
We did things.
I can't. Well, I can't help it. I don't know what it is. When I'm talking to someone like this,
you're like interviewing me, and I'm like, you're so masked, and I'm like, you are a bisexual woman.
True.
And you are a cis.
True.
I'm interviewing a cis right now.
A real in the flesh.
In the flesh, cyst. So why are you bisexual? I don't know. Talk about yourself.
I'm bisexual because ladies, dudes, everyone in between.
Yeah? All the squiggles.
That's why.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what's your channel about?
So on my channel I talk about mental health, I talk about sexuality, I have a series called I Don't Buy It, which we just filmed together.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
That's about me.
Yeah.
Mostly mental health stuff, sexuality stuff. I'm bi. I'm also a trained mindful self-compassion teacher, so I talk a lot about mindfulness and compassion.
So I was gonna say we're basically the same person minus all of that.
Yeah, but you're going for your master's degree right now, so
yeah, I'm doing that. People keep asking me like, how's your thesis going? I swear to God.
You're like,
one more person.
Leave me alone.
It'll be done when it's done, and I will announce it to the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what does bisexual mean to you? Like, maybe we could talk about that.
Yeah.
Or like,
So I like the term bisexual. Like that's kind
Yes.
of the label that I feel most comfortable with, and that's
Why?
the one that I use the most. For me, it means I'm bi as in attracted to two groups of people, and those groups of people are my gender and other genders.
okay, this I'm gonna put you on the hot seat right now.
Okay.
What about people who are non-binary?
That's what I mean. My gender, as
Yes,
in female,
yes.
and other genders is the other group.
Ooh, yo, that's because it's usually like bisexual men and women.
No,
That's interesting. I've never heard of it that way.
Yeah, I heard that this past year sometime, and I was like, there it is. Because I identified more with the word bi and bisexuality, but by definition, I was pansexual.
Right.
But coming out as pansexual, if you're not already in the community, like, no one knows what that is.
Yeah.
And I don't want to always have to educate, and like, we went over this.
We did in the other video, so go check that out.
So go check, link in the description. Yeah, no, but so I heard that definition of bisexuality, and I was like, there it is.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
Because
So
it's
still two
yeah.
groups of people, my gender and other genders.
Yeah, but it's not like my gender and the other gender. And you're
Exactly.
like, okay, but then there's a whole group of people that you're not accounting for.
Which like maybe there are bisexual people who are only attracted to men and women.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But that's not me.
Because that's what the big issue is, that some people don't want to identify as bisexual.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was like, I'm attracted to everyone, but I don't want to identify as bi because I'm not only attracted to men and women, I'm just like attracted to everyone.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, I guess
Every
I'm
person you meet
pansexual.
on
Everyone.
the street, every single human.
Every single one. I'm like, a little squirt action. This is my channel. I can say what I want.
Is that what happens when you're attracted to someone?
I squirt?
It's like a little leak?
No! Oh my god! Anyways, I was like, maybe I'm pansexual because Tumblr existed and told me what pansexual was.
Yeah.
Good old Tumblr.
Yeah.
But no one knew what that meant. People were
Exactly.
like, literally were thinking that I was talking about like in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then my ex, like, years ago was, like, identified as queer, and I was like, the light. It, like, went into my eyes, and I was like, ah! Because then I don't have to explain it to anyone.
Yep.
It's literally like, I'm attracted to whoever, and, like, I identify my gender identity also as queer. I'm just queer as a whole person. So it's just, like, I was put on this planet to confuse people. But when people, like, literally, do you like men or women? I'm like, I like both. I like everyone.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care.
Them all.
Yeah.
Give
if
me
I'm
them
attracted
all.
to someone, I literally don't care what genitals they have.
No, same.
And why is it always based on genitals?
I know,
Why
right?
is people
Everyone's so
kinda-
caught up on the genitals.
They're like, let me see your genitals. You got a wiener? Oh. What?
Is that what people say to you?
Yeah, on
Let me see
Grindr.
your genitals, man. What was this?
That's like a telescope, a tiny one, because my wiener's so
I thought
small.
you were doing like genitals. Like I thought they were like squishing a wiener. And I was like, I don't understand.
Oh my God.
I don't
No, on
understand.
Grindr that happens a lot.
Oh, yeah,
like
I
even
guess.
if I identify as queer, they get like not offended, but like they back off a bit if they know that like I've dated women or I've been with women, which we talked about in the
Yeah.
video on your channel.
Uh-huh.
But that it's like a big problem.
Really?
Yeah, and then they ask about your genitals because they can't.
Right.
Some gay men on these sites can't understand how another gay man who is cis would have sex with a trans man who does not have a wiener.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but it's not only about genitals.
Yeah.
And that makes everyone feel like shit.
It's tough for me to wrap my head around that mentality. I think a lot because I am bisexual.
And
so like
you're
for
just-
me,
yeah.
it like just doesn't matter so much. Like, it's so much doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That it's hard for me to understand when it does matter.
Do you think, because I made a video recently that was like scandal. I reacted to someone's video.
Oh, exposed.
Exposed. And a lot of people, and I did a podcast about this. Is it transphobic for cis people to not date trans people because they're trans? Right? So,
Yeah.
there's like a big issue about this, and
Yeah.
who knows, and it's really mostly about genitals.
Yeah.
And there is such a thing as people being genital repulsed. And that's
Yeah.
not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about people like, oh, you're trans, I'm not going to date you.
I think it's let me just explain
As a
this to
cis.
you as a cis person. God, I'm
cis.
sorry, this is not how I mean this.
I think everyone knows you're joking.
Okay. I feel like it's transphobic to find out that someone is trans and then disclude them from your potential dating pool
Yes.
because they are trans.
Yeah.
I think it's transphobic to decide you can't fall in love with someone or you can't be attracted to someone because they are trans.
Yeah.
I do not think that it's transphobic to not want to sleep with someone after you've like given them a chance or after you've met them, after you've whatever, and then decided it's not for me. I'm not attracted to you.
Yeah. That the trans part isn't even in there. It's just a person.
I know, but I think that's what
Yeah.
people get hung up on. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
everyone's so
yeah.
mad when you say,
Yeah.
you know, your dating preferences, like not dating someone just because they're trans is transphobic, and everyone freaks the F out.
Yeah, I mean,
like
it's
you're trying to
clickbait.
tell you. No, but it's like they don't.
There's
Yeah.
so many distinctions and so many slivers.
Interesting thing.
Yes.
When I first came out, which was only a couple of years ago, and now here I am. I felt really uncomfortable using the label queer, even though in my own mind I loved it
Oh.
because I'm dating a man.
See, you didn't tell that to the people.
I'm in a long-term relationship with a dude. He's wonderful. Love him to pieces.
So you're not bisexual.
This is my home.
This is
You
my
are-
memory card.
This is my ADD.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes, you are with a man.
So I'm dating a guy, and I have been for a long time. And so I felt uncomfortable using the word queer because I thought that in some way I was appropriating, like,
Whoa.
my own community. It was because I think in my own head I had biphobia, like internalized
Of course.
biphobia. And thinking, well, if I'm with a guy, I shouldn't say that I'm queer because I'm straight passing.
Exactly. I was just going
Right?
to say you pass. You're not visibly queer.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
so I went through a whole phase where I was like, I didn't call myself queer because of that.
And then you feel invisible,
Well, yeah, and
Right.
exactly.
which is horrible to feel invisible in your
Because
own
like
community.
straight passing privilege is totally a privilege. There are a lot of benefits. Like I live a perfectly normal, like normal as in I'm not harassed on the street type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
But at the same time, it does mean that I'm erased from the queer community.
Like when you go to Pride and if you're holding your boyfriend's hand, people
Yeah.
are like, why the fuck are the straights here?
Yeah.
Which is why we need to be careful when we're at Pride to not be like, the straights. Because yeah, people are allies and supported and are straight, but then you gotta remember, people are bisexual, people are queer. Some people transition. Some people were in a lesbian relationship, one person transitioned, they're still together. Just because they look straight doesn't mean that they don't belong in this
100%.
in this safe
And
space.
also, some people might not even be out. Like, some people might be there
I'm an ally.
as an ally, and they're just not out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
So that was kind of my relationship with labels. And now I really like the word queer. I find it really empowering.
It is.
Exactly because of what you said, where it's just like such an open, like, you don't need to question me about how it works and what my label is, all this stuff. 'Cause when you say queer, people are just like, okay, something's not hetero here.
Right, but some people still don't know the word queer means.
Yeah.
Do you think that when you're holding your boyfriend's hand or somebody knows that you have a boyfriend and you're like, oh, I'm queer, do you get like the squints, like, but how you have a boyfriend? Because that's what happens to me. If I'm seeing a woman, I'm like, oh, I'm queer. People are like, but you're seeing a straight girl. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm still queer. I still want, like, I'm looking at wiener and like, oh, you know. Not that wieners equate to gender. I'm just giving an example for these people
These people
who don't understand.
You people watching this video. Not really. Just because I think my situation is a little bit different because of the internet. So like when I was coming out, I was already dating Dallas, and so I came out to like all my friends and everything. So it became a thing while I was already in the relationship. So I think my situation is a little different. I don't really get the squinty eye because I came out while already in this relationship. And then with the internet, same thing. And like the internet knows how much I talk about.
You have
girls.
a segment. I don't
that was the ugliest cackle. I don't know what just came out
I'm
of
so
my mouth.
happy that I was saying something important, so I have to keep it in the video. Don't say sorry, this is what my channel is. Obviously you haven't watched. Fake fan. Obviously, I just squirted water. That's what it's
You
like.
saw someone that you liked.
I actually hurt my neck doing that.
Also, our legs were touching before.
Oh, wait.
Okay, well, what about you? So you like the label queer. What was your well, you kind of talked about here.
Here's the thing, what I like about queer is there's no one definition of the word queer. And even I took a queer theory class in school, and there's an article that talks about how you can't, like, there isn't one huge definition that represents everyone who's queer who uses this word, which I think that's why I really like it. You interpret it as you will. And one thing that's super important is to never put the word queer, the label queer, onto someone else without knowing that they also use it. So I wouldn't use the word queer unless you told me, oh, it's okay, I identify as that word.
That's
because
really important.
some people still find it a derogatory term that we shouldn't have never reclaimed.
Yeah.
Some people don't see it as it includes everyone. They still see it as, oh, it's gay men, or it's lesbians, or people who just like the same sex, whatever. And
for some people, it's traumatic.
Yes.
Because they've had experiences in the past.
Yeah, and then other people who are, especially in the trans community, I've seen this, they don't like the word queer because they don't want to be associated with that, which is a bit problematic, but like just because they're trans doesn't mean they're queer.
Oh yeah, totally.
Super important. Oh, I just touched your leg. Which is super important to make the difference, because I know a lot of like super straight trans guys who like they're like, I get away from anything related to queer because that's not their life and that's cool. But yeah, so just an important thing not to
That's a good note.
Put that label on everyone.
Yeah.
And it often gets put on the trans community, especially.
Yeah.
Like you're trans and you're queer. I'm like, I know a lot of people who made that word who are trans.
Are there any other labels that you identify with?
Not sexuality wise. I think that queer is so encompassing of everything that I don't need to put anything else in there. If somebody was gonna ask me for real, like, okay, but like, what's your actual? And I'm like, I'm queer, and then they're like pushing me. Like, I'll always say queer, but I guess technically it would be bisexual in the way that you're explaining it, which I love. I love it. It's so good. Yeah. Now all these people are gonna know about it because it's like my own gender, and then all other genders. Yeah. Not just the opposite gender. Yeah. And that just includes literally everyone.
It blew my mind when I heard that too, because I was like, oh, like that was my, like when you said you heard queer and you were like, ah!
Yeah.
When I heard that definition of bi, I was like, ah!
And both of us are now. Thank you so much for joining me.
No problem.
I
Thanks
wasn't
for
talking to
having
you.
me.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but thank you so much, seriously, and for inviting me into your home. I'm your guest.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, I'm in Vancouver. Might as well enjoy it.
I know.
I'm so glad that somebody. I was like, anyone in Vancouver, YouTuber, and people act.
You've got a drip. Did you drip on yourself?
I did.
Not to.
I leaked. People kept atting you, and I was like, oh, I'm like, well, I can't message you, so you need to follow me back because I can't DM you. And now
I'm pretty sure I followed you first.
Oh.
I think.
Squints with 2 eyes. Well, now we're here, and now we're like best friends. Yeah.
We were talking about fisting earlier.
You were like, what constitutes fisting? This is my life.
I was like, if I'm gonna ask anyone, I'll ask you.
People don't believe that I'm this person in real life, but I am literally this person in real life.
100%.
Yeah, wieners everywhere.
I mean, you really, like, there's some stuff on my video that I just have to cut.
Cut? Like a wiener? No, I'm kidding. I'm not funny. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me.
No problem.
Please go watch the video that we made on her channel because it is. No? Okay, I love you guys so much. Have a great day. Bye.